back with another guitar theory video. Last time we talked about the first string, your high E, and how to read those notes on the bass clef. Today we're talking about your second string, B, and how to read those notes in both treble and bass clef. So just to review, treble clef, first string, you've got E, F, and G. So your open string, first fret and third fret. And on the treble clef, that's going to be your top space, space 4, line 5, and the space above the treble clef, above the staff. Bass clef, we've got ledger lines. And before you start complaining about ledger lines, you have ledger lines if you read in treble clef too, just they're in a different spot. We'll get to them later. So bass clef, we're starting with ledger lines. Your high E, your first string, is 2 ledger lines above the staff. So you have E, 2 ledger lines, F, the space above the second ledger line, and G would be 3 ledger lines above the bass clef. Moving on to our second string, B. B in the treble clef is the middle line. Middle line of the treble clef is B. So that's your open string. In bass clef, we're starting to get closer to the actual lines of the staff. In bass clef, B is the space above the top line of bass clef. All right, above the top line is B. So there's your open string, open second string, B. Then we have C, which is going to be in treble clef, space 3. Yes, 4 spaces. Space 3 is C, because the space is spell face, F-A-C-E, in the treble clef. So space 3 is your second string, first fret, C. And then in the bass clef, that same C is going to be only 1 ledger line this time. We call this middle C. So on the piano, it's the C in the middle of the piano. It's also in between. If you have a treble and bass clef together, middle C is smack in the middle. So middle C, 1 ledger line above the bass clef, is your second string, first fret. And then D, third fret on the second string. D in treble clef is going to be line 4. In bass clef, D is the space above that first ledger line. So ledger line for C, ledger line for E, and D is the space in between them. So you'll see 1 ledger line with a note sitting on top of it. That again is D on your second string, third fret. So here's all 3 of those notes again. In treble clef, B is your middle line, line 3. C is space 3. And D is line 4. That's your open second string, first fret, and third fret. In bass clef, your open second string, B, is going to be sitting on top of the bass clef staff, the space above the top line. C is 1 ledger line above the bass clef, and D is the space above that ledger line. Come back next time for more bass clef, third string.